Good morning, students. Welcome back to our SST online class. In our previous class, we have taken civics portion. Chapter first, what is democracy? Why democracy? We read about the simple meaning of the democracy and the features of the democracy. Now, we are taking today the topic argument against democracy, means demerits of the democracy. You know that democratic government is a good government, but in a democratic government we are facing some problems. Students, our first point is leaders keep changing in a democratic government, so it leads to instability. Students, you know that after every 5 years it is not sure your MLA and MPs will be selected on the same post. They will change their party, they will change their constituencies, and by this it leads to instability. Our second point is democracy is all about political competition and power play game. Due to this competition, our leaders are using dirty tricks. There is no scope for morality. Morality means moral values. Third point is so many people are consulted in a democratic form of government and it leads to delay. Students, you know that before making law and before taking any decisions, the government have to take the consent of the people. So in this process, it leads to delay. Our fourth point is elected leaders always don't know the best interest of the people. So it leads bad decision. Students, we are giving the votes and selecting our leaders, but all the people are always not right and there will be scope of bad decisions. Our fifth point is democracy leads to corruption for the based on political competition. We have already discussed that. Our leaders are day by day using dirty tricks to win the election. Our sixth point is ordinary people do not know what is good for them and always they are not right. They should not decide anything. So, how can we say that a democratic government is good government and democratic government is always not the good solution for all problems? Poverty, unemployment, corruption, delay making, indecision and other instability, other type of features maybe you can see. Students, then we can say that democratic government is not good and it also have some demerits. Now we are taking the merits of a democratic country. Students, a democratic country have many demerits, you know, but we know that merits are more than demerits. Our first point is, have you remember China's famine in 1958 to 1961 was occurred and that time it was the worst famine and in India also this type of famine faced. But in China near about 3 crore people were died. Students, due to multi-party system, India has taken many steps to solve our food scarcity problem. But due to one party system, China didn't take any step. And we know that the democratic form of government is more accountable than another type of government. Always the ruling party feared that if we are not doing good work, the candidates, the people will change the government in next elections. So we can say democratic form of government is more accountable than another form of government. Students, our second point is, in a democratic government, it improves the quality of decision making. How? Students, you know that after making some decision, after making bill, the government have to take the consultation of the each group, and they held meetings, suggestions, they take their views. By this, there is no scope of bad decision, no scope of mistake. So, day by day, it improves the quality of decision making. Our third point is, democratic government, a method to deal with the differences and the conflicts of the people. It is the best form of government. Like India, many people are related to different religion, are speaking different languages and belong to different castes. But by this democracy government, by this democracy, all are settled and living with harmony. In our next point, democracy enhances the dignity of the people. Students, you know that in a democratic country, people are selecting their representative. They know by this they are making their government, and their MLA and MPs are taking decision on the behalf of people. By this, it enhances their dignity. Students, in our last point, democracy is the best form of government than another form of governments like dictatorship, one-party rule and monarchy. So students, we can say that democratic government is better than another government. Now we are taking our next topic, broader meaning of the democracy. Students, you know that what is the meaning by the broader meaning? Vistar se. Now we are taking the meaning of the democracy in a broader way. Students, why we have selecting the representative democracy? Nowadays, it is the most important form. Representative democracy means we are selecting our representative and they are making government, and on the behalf of us, they are making work. Students, in world, most of the countries are working on this method. We can't sit together. We can't take interest in all the process of the government. And we have no time. So we have selected just the representative type of government. And in India, it is the best form of the government. Students, now we are taking our point that large number of countries are working on this method. But how many countries are democratic and how are good democratic countries? You know that many countries are looking democratic, but their institutions are not working in a democratic manner. Practically, if we are taking the example of India, our legislature, executive and judiciary, all the bodies are working independently and they are not forcing one part to another part, and they are not taking interest. But by check and balance policy, they are working in independent way. And by this, all the level of the government are using powers. Students, if in a country all people are secure, they are giving their decision, they are giving their vote, they are expressing their views, they are free to making in a decision making, and they are very secure, then we can say that it is the true democratic country. Students, if all the people are going to bed with full of stomach and they have very satisfied, then we can say that it is the true democratic country. Students, in this chapter, we have discussed main 5 topics. The simple definition of the democracy, and then we have taken the features of the democracy, and then we discuss demerits of the democracy and merits of the democracy, and later then broader meaning of the democracy. Thank you.